up, guys? It's Redwing 91007 and Billow 29, and we are back for another review tonight. And now we're actually doing the Shiazo Steam Stones. We picked these up from 5-Star Hookah on our last order just to try out as an alternative to tobacco. I've heard some really good things about them. Figured we'd give them a shot. Saw some really good reviews. I actually picked up the energy ones based on a review from AOJ. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Anyway, let's open them up. Now, the smell, to me, it smells like I just opened an energy drink. I know all the other reviewers say that, but it's dead on true. So, it smells exactly, Red Bull to me. Or pretty much, it's not a distinct Red Bull smell or taste. It's just, I just think energy drink. I don't even think a specific one.
It's a very generic smell of the energy drink. It doesn't allow you to pick a specific energy drink. Some could say Red Bull, some could say NOS, some could say Monster, but it's really an energy drink.
I'm gonna try and show you guys what they look like. Now, don't know if you guys can see this, but they're kind of, these little pebbles, and look at all that juice floating around there. So, not exactly sure what it is actually the juice is. I'm pretty sure it's some kind of glycerin and flavoring, obviously. And I'm sure you can make your own and just add it to the stones. What I did after the first few sessions, I took the stones once they were smoked, just rinsed them off to get all the ash off of them and put them right back in here. And they were good to go. I smoked them the next day. They're definitely what I expected. I mean, yeah, I like smoking tobacco. So, do I love these? No. I don't love them, but they do exactly what they're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. So now you saw this, what we think about the smell, and I guess you could say the cut of them, even though they're just little rocks. It's hard to explain. I guess a good way of me explaining what they look like is think, those little pebbles that go on the bottom of a fish tank. Mm-hmm. I'll show you some of the clouds, in case you haven't already seen. Now, again, smoking out of KM Fancy Hose, Vortex bowl with 3 Coconaras on top.
And you said fancy hose. To me, it tastes exactly as it smells. It's pretty dead on with taste. It's not as strong as you would expect to be. The smell of it's pretty pungent when you smell it originally. Taste is a little more subtle, but it's still good. I like the energy drink taste. For me, I would put Monster. A lot of people have said Red Bull on mine, but I do enjoy it.
Yeah, like I said, the smell was very strong, and the taste, not as there as I would like it to be, but it's pretty accurate now. As you guys know from most of our other reviews, I give it a rating on how the smell compares to the taste, and this I'd give a 7 on 10, I would say.
It's dead on, but it's not as strong as you would like it to be, or as you would think it would.
Throughout the session, the taste changes a little bit for me. I got a little bit of a bubblegum taste sometimes. It's hard to really explain, but yeah. Now, it's not really a smoke, there are steam stones, so it's pretty much like a vapor that's produced, and you can see, if you look in, the ridges of the Fancy Hose, you can even see little water, like driblets forming. I think that's cool, and I'm glad I'm using this hose and not my KM Rainbow, because I wouldn't know that was happening, and it could ruin that hose and rust it out. But yeah, I mean, it's steam, so the fact that you can get clouds like this off of the steam is pretty cool, because these clouds are awesome.
They're good. We've had bigger clouds before with previous sessions. These are still pretty decent if I'm not putting it down. But the problem is, obviously, there's no tobacco, so there's no head rush, which is something that we enjoy. Some people don't like it at all, but it's something that we like when we smoke.
One thing I really do like about them is they do very well with a lot of heat. Right now I have 3 Cocos on there, barely off the edge of the bowl. I mean, you guys can see that. I've even smoked with 3, just putting them on and a wind cover, and it doesn't get harsh. You can feel it a little bit in the back of your throat, but not much. Now, this is something I like to smoke if my lungs are hurting, I want to take a little bit of a break, a little bit sick. This is a great alternative. Now, like I said, for what it's made for, to be an alternative to tobacco, definitely the best thing I've ever had. Mm-hmm. I've tried a few different herbals once or twice, hated them all. I didn't try them because I wanted to, it was just that was what was around, that's where I was. And I really do like these, and I might continue to buy them. Actually, over on 5-Star, they just came out with the 250 gram jar, which is a great deal for $15. This was fairly expensive. I don't remember the exact price. I'll put a little link up at the beginning of the video for you guys to see that. But it was close to the $15 mark. Now, I know this video is getting a little bit longer than most, but that's just because this is such a different product than tobacco. I'm trying to really give you guys a good idea of what you're getting. As for a rating, it's hard to say what I'm basing it on because it's not a tobacco. So, like I said before, it definitely does the job it's supposed to do. So for a tobacco alternative, definitely the best thing, 10 on 10 for that. I don't know if you can agree with that.
I'll agree with that. In regards to smoking as a whole, including tobacco products, I do really enjoy it. I'd be interested to try other flavors of it. I like this flavor a lot, actually. I would give it an 8. It lost points basically because you don't get a head rush from it, but it's still something that I think that I can do pretty often with different tastes. It gives you really good clouds, and the fact that it doesn't burn is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to take marks off because there's no buzz, because there's a lot of washed tobaccos I don't get a buzz off either. I don't even get a buzz off a lot of Nakla because we smoke a lot of that. So, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and give this an 8 on 10 because it's a great alternative, and anyone who's interested in any alternative should really go ahead and try this out.
So it's surprisingly, actually, I finally agreed on something dead on. I think we did that only once before in our past videos. I'm very happy with it. We both enjoy it, so 8 on 10.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.